Look. Is it live? It says on. What Peg? I am, well, because it was like, whatever. I had my doubts because I was like, oh, I'm going to set up a double stream and stream concurrently on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I set it up like an hour ago and I was like, oh, I should probably test it, but I don't know how to test it without just going live. So I was like, and then who knows? It still says we're offline on this bottom thing. So good. Warren's going to pop over to YouTube and let me know if I'm live there as well. And look, I put wait, it's backwards. That way you can see I've made it so that all the chat shows up. And this is the dumb message I get. Margaret, good afternoon. Hey, and I'm seeing people on YouTube. So it's all so exciting, technology. And I figured it out entirely by myself. Hello, Warren. You just you supported me. You found the video on YouTube about how to do it. And so, Warren, thank you. And everyone say hi to Warren because he is the master of the enamel art gem. He's been helping me. So if you've gotten an email from my husband, Warren, it's because he needs you to send in your images or something. So, yes. Yeah, I get that. That's only going to happen. Someone has to figure out the sound alerts thing. But here we are. Yeah, hello everybody. Now, I have no idea how to actually moderate the comments on YouTube from here. That's something I haven't figured out. So if it gets weird or if people start being jerks on YouTube, not that I'm thinking people are going to be jerks on YouTube, I have nothing to do about that. So send me all the things. But so hopefully that won't happen. And I'm looking at I'm looking at how I can't adjust how those are appearing, the comments, but I'll figure out the look of those in the next one because they seem a little tiny and weirdly spaced. I did the comic book style, which was a thing. So anyway, welcome. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I was in the beautiful state of Ohio choosing a new abode for the McEwen jewelry enamel business and family. Oh, if you hover over them. I don't see that though. Well, I don't have a triple dot. Anyway, we'll figure it out on later. Let's just hope nobody's mean. So, but anyway, I was in Ohio. I had some delicious tomatoes, which is pretty much what Ohio does best. The best tomatoes. And we have, we have chosen a new house and we should be moving there at the end of September. Early October is the moving time. So we're very excited about that. And the house is beautiful. I'm super excited about it. And it has like almost, I'm not going to blab about the house, but it's great. Going to have my studio. It is a full basement. It's huge and it's completely renovated, and that's where my studio is going to be, at least for now. And there's actually this walk-in, the people that we're purchasing the house from have this, they love wine apparently, and they have like this huge wine cellar. Not as a cellar, it's like a wine closet that's regulated with temperature and humidity. And I was like, you know, what is the perfect temperature and humidity for enamels? So it's going to be the enamel like storage room, which I'm excited about. So that is all happening very soon. Yeah, thank you, Warren. All right, now you have to go so I can talk about you. I'll see you later. But anyway, that is exciting. And so that's where I was last week. We've sold our house. It's a madhouse. Buying a house right now is pure insanity. And we quite literally, I rolled into town last week. Oh, bye, sweetie. Anyway, rolled into town, went right from the airport to look at this house that I thought was going to be so amazing. It was right next to the Greenway. And we got there and there were like 30 people all over this house. And this house was it was terrible. It looked great in the photos, but there was every single thing in the house needed to be. It was pretty much a tear it down to the studs kind of a situation. And there were already multiple offers. It had hit the market like 4 hours beforehand. Multiple offers. People were just everywhere. And I was just like, we can't afford this house because we can't afford to take a house down to the studs and renovate it. It was a great location and a very sweet house. So that was kind of what we were up against. And so the next day, the first house that looked like it would be perfect, I'm like, great, let's make it. In fact, I was joking to my family, and it's absolutely true. I've spent more time picking out what I'm going to eat at a restaurant than I did deciding to make an offer on this house, because it was like, all right, let's do it. Let's get the paperwork. I signed on my phone. Like within 10 minutes, we'd put an offer on this house. So it is exciting. It's very exciting and stressful. So, well, let's do some enameling. That's what you're here for. So let's go over to the workbench cam, and yes, we're going to just be doing, I thought I'd keep it kind of simple, and we're going to be doing these pendants, which is going to be this, and instead of black, I've decided I'm going to do all shades of purple for the dark purple for the tree and this really beautiful sunset. So it's going to be kind of a purple and orange thing, which I'm kind of like gaga about right now. And so that's going to be these three right here. And then I have this sweet little pair of earrings that I have these really pretty, these are garnets that I've had for a while. And so you can see how pretty they are going to be. There's going to be a little garnet drop, and they're going to be all shades, these 3 shades of red and kind of a warm red and pinkish red here. So I haven't quite figured that out, but I'm excited. Those will be just fun. And you know what? That's what we're going to do today. This is just a test thing. And yeah, so there we go. Now, before I did go ahead and I've tried to do a little bit of pre-prep so I don't have to be wandering around the studio. I've picked all my purples are ready to go, because these are, yes, the same color purples that I was doing in the set of purples that I was doing last week. So I'm just kind of gaga for purples right now. So I've got those pulled. I need to do a little washing because I don't use these reds. And to be honest, whenever I'm using these really pretty shades, look at these amazing shades of red. Here, let me introduce you to the reds we're going to be using today. We're going to be using a Shower 1729 wine red, and this is the lump version. Then we're going to use, this is I think 676. This is an Old Thompson red. See how it almost seems really almost a pink? That is, yeah, 676 raspberry. And then, I don't use this too much. This is a very orange. This is Sunset Hirasawa 110. So I'm going to see how these 3 different kind of reddish colors will play together. I think hopefully well. This is the one that I'm the most worried about. I've had this go a bit livery before, but, we got gold wires, we got gold foil. It's all going to be good. So that is what's going on. And so we're going to, let's get everything washed, because I'm probably going to start with these red ones because they're going to be the simplest. So I'm going to scooch these out of the way. And, hold on. I do want to do a quick thing. I'm going to put a link to my Etsy store, because I'm going to do a quick thing about, I was just, if you remember this, I should pull it out of the bag. Remember this project on my tutorial site, which you should definitely, if you want to support me, sorry as I messed this bracelet up. We have a tutorial for this beautiful bracelet, and that is on my Vimeo site, which you should absolutely subscribe to. And I just recently made 6 more of these bracelet kits, which is just the color kit to fabricate this bracelet. And I realized that I used all of my, and this is a beautiful translucent Ninomiya yellow. All I had went into the last 6 kits. So if you are interested in this bracelet and you really want to make sure you get this color right here, because I'm going to have to replace it with something different, you should probably go and buy one of those kits, because I am going to go and see if I can get some more of this, but this is just a hard to find color these days. So that is all about that. And while you're on, oh, I'm just like, I actually have, this is the current project on my Vimeo. Remember, we're doing the Sweetheart bracelet. Look at all these links. We're going to be finishing this bracelet, and that will be the next step. Imagine how beautiful this bracelet's going to be, how vivid and nice. And there is a kit for this also, but don't worry, I have all the colors and I'm not going to run out. So that is everything. 6 of these, and then we have to switch out that yellow. So there you go. That be considered having to watch. Let's see, Etsy store. There we go. So now we can start. I'm going to get some of these. We've got to all of our red raspberries we need to do. We've got sun red. It's just going to be a little bit of busy work. So this is not going to be the most exciting. This is, if you're interested in actually me putting stuff on these pieces, you might want to come back in like 10 minutes, because we've got to do this. Oh, let me put my other glasses on. Let's see. But yes, this is 676. You know, I'll just wash these red ones and then we'll get the colors on, and then we'll kind of do it like that. I think that's a fair 1729. Wine, lump. And it's funny, I have 3, this particular color, this wine, 1729, I have 3 different batches of it, and they're all completely different colors, so I have to kind of label them. This is the lump version. They're all, I mean, they're not totally different, but there's a huge difference in intensity of color, tone, and some are more pink, some are more red, but this is one that's a little bit redder. So we've got that, and then the wild card, Sunset Orange, S110, Sunset. Yeah, that'll be good. This one's been sifted, so it won't. This is a neat color. Probably don't need very much. Think that's going to be enough? Yes. I believe it will. Excuse me while I try to be good about, is that orange? See, I'm always like, should it go in orange, pink? You know what? It'll just sit right there. 676 ras. Wait, it was 676 raspberry, right? Yes. Let's just get a little bit of that going. It's always sad when I run out of a color. But, you know, I might be able to find it somewhere. And then finally, 1729, lump. Here we go. Ooh, oh, that's lovely. Just go everywhere. Be enough. Excuse me while I put that. Yeah, these little plastic things are not great. So I'm actually going to just, because I don't want that to be there. And I did go ahead and get the water ready. There's that. Let me get my favorite pipette. Is this my favorite? Yes. And I'm just going to do a quick wash on these 3 colors, and then we'll actually do the colors. Do we? Yes, we're not going to do, I was thinking, oh, do I want to add a 4th color? You know I do, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it. Go. Let's see. Ready? That is good to go. That one is 1729. That color right there. Let's do sunset next. That's good to go. And then finally, 676 raspberry. All right, so we've got our 3 colors. Let's do that. And I am going to take a moment. All right, got our 3 colors. Let's get our, here are the bases. Look how pretty those are. 24 karat gold wires. So pretty. And I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to actually take a moment and get my jewelry microscope ready to go. So let's just pull you back, get you going, and let me see about, hold on. Let me see about turning on the, well, good morning, Angie from Arizona. There we go. Alrighty, let me turn on my microscope. There we are. Sorry, it's not pointing at anything. Let's see. There's one. Let me just see where that actually is. Actually, I want to kind of scooch over. Is that good? Just making sure we can see. Good enough. Hold on. Interesting. Yeah, I can see things. I can see some things, and I'm just going to take one little thing. Just so I know where to put the thing. Now I just need to pick out a good, this one's going to go real fast. Oh, let me zoom in so you can see here. Let's hopefully, you know what, I'm going to, dare I try to zoom? Let's find out. There we are. I'm going to put these over here. We've got our 3 colors. Like that. That looks good. And, yeah, well, let's have a quick, pick a good, I think this looks like a good brush. And I'm going to grab my tweezers and just make sure my wires are not, see how they're sticking up a little bit? I'm going to take my, I'll start with my finger. So I'm going to take my tweezers, make sure these are pressed down. Oops, I've squished it. This 24 karat gold wire is so soft. That'll do. Let's do this side, make sure nothing is, there we go. Squish it. Push you a little bit. It's hard to see what's going on, this gold on gold. Oh, such a problem to have. Gold, too much gold. Now, put that over there. I'm going to do the darkest red around the exterior and the middle pink. And it's funny because the lightest, this is Sunset, which is the lightest, and this is the darkest. So it's going to be seen backwards when I do it. So that's why I like to keep, oh wait, that one. This is actually the middleest. So let's just keep our head right about it. And I'm going to actually start by putting in the lightest color, which is Sunset. There we go, we got this. And let's get a little paper towel right there. And I do want to turn the kiln on pretty soon. So I'm going to do the lightest color. It's just actually going to be, because it's such a simple design, I don't think I'm going to do any shading, at least in the very first coat. So let's just see how things are. Well, good afternoon, Lulu Call. Welcome to the dual stream. I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if there's any problems, we'll work them out together as a family. I'm going to just start right in here. I don't like this brush. It's fine. Now, do I want to do, you know what, I'm going to bring in a fourth color, which is this orange for the center, N23 dark orange, just for fun, but I do need to do the quickest wash. It's pretty clean, but I want to do that in the center. We can always, I don't like this brush. Why? You know what? This brush. Yes. And I did not put that brush back. That brush is going to get banished because I keep picking it up because it looks like a good brush and then I don't like it. Now this is the magic brush. Yes. A little bit like that. You know what? Let's do these at the same time while we're sitting here. They're so small. There's that. And little pieces like this are satisfying because you get immediate gratification, pretty much. You know, whatever immediate gratification in enameling means. the same day, I guess. So we're going to do that. That's good. Now we're going to do the medium color in the center, and then we'll do the dark color around the exterior. So the medium color looks like the lightest color because it's made of gold. I'll start on this side. I don't normally not do a ton of, there's just a lot. It's such a small piece. We'll think about shading in the second one, second coat. Just want to see what these colors look like. My concern is they're all so similar. They look different on the sample, but maybe it's just going to all look like the same shade of red. Hopefully not. I just got some right in there. Good. Well played. And a little water. Oh, here's a nice drop right there. There we go. There we go. Seems okay. Let's get this. That's good. And then the final darkest shade of red, actually looked kind of dark, looks very pink, but it'll be more ruby, is the thing. Oops. I wonder if I should do a layer of, nope, you know what, we're just gonna go for it. I might actually do a little wicking, just for a moment. I don't want to wick all the moisture, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Oh, hold on 1 second, everybody. 1 moment, someone's at my door. Oh, so sorry, I'm in the middle of a stream.
I'll come later.
I'm ending at 2.
You're good. I'm going to lunch.
Okay, great. Sorry, everybody. That was my landlord. He wants to take photos of this place so he can rent it. Anyway, beautiful studio available. Hold on. Lulu asked, I missed it. Did you guys get... Oh, yes, we did. We did. We sold our house. Our house is sold. And then I went to Ohio last week, and it was a madhouse. Oh, my gosh, it was. But, yes, we are under contract for a house. And... introduce the piece. Oh, sorry, we'll get back to the next question. I'll tell you about the house when I'm doing the rest. How do you avoid bubbles? Do you introduce the piece to the kiln at once? Piece price. Yeah, honestly, I add water, capillary action, and I just kind of pack it really well. And I do have like a little tool that I will use, this tool that will kind of, actually I just quite literally started using this tool. Mary Lee Ray gave this to me, and it's a, you could use anything like that. It kind of, I'll show you, whatever. We're almost at that point. So, but yes, we have a house, and buying a house, I don't know if you live in the United States, but it is pure insanity, pure insanity. I told the story already, but if you're just joining me, the house that I wanted, that I went to Ohio to purchase, we got off, well, I don't know that that's actually the case, because it had just hit the market that morning. I flew in, I arrived in Akron at like 5 p.m. and I went directly from the airport to this open house for this beautiful, it was like a sweet little 1920s brick. It was sweet. Great location next to the greenway, so you could ride your bike everywhere. Anyway, there were like 30 people mobbing this house when I got there. You couldn't even, it was like wall-to-wall people inside this house. And the house itself was just a wreck. The photographs looked really beautiful, but every single, it was being sold as is, and every single thing was wrong with it. Like the ceilings were just cracking and sagging. There was not that you need air conditioning, but it was hot in there, and the electric, you could see that it was almost a pull the whole house down to the studs situation. And by the time we got there at like 5:30 p.m., they were already in a multiple offers on the house, and also haunted, totally haunted. And I'm not lying. I mean, I don't even believe in ghosts, but this house was haunted. My dad, retired electrical engineer, who I never thought would believe in anything like that, any kind of nonsense like that. We both went down into the basement. It just had like the house felt really sad. And the basement was just, oh gosh. Anyway, I was just like, that house is totally haunted. And my dad's like, yeah. He said that the basement felt really sad. And I'm like, yes. But anyway, we didn't put an offer on that house. So, because, but then by the time, we just had to choose really, really fast, and we just kind of lucked out with the house that we ended up getting. We haven't bought it yet. We're under contract, but it's beautiful. And I know I felt rushed to make a decision, but the house is really nice. I think it's going to work out really well for us. So, and my studio is going to be, there's a full finished basement. All right, I'm going to stop blabbing about it, but it's going to be a good place to land. There we go. Getting the last little bit. I do need to turn the kiln on. Oh, and it's a big enough. I think that ultimately we'll build, I mean, it's almost an acre. It's so nice. So, all right, so we've got this. And I'm going to, honestly, there's no air bubbles in here, but I find it satisfying to do this. So I've adopted that kind of a thing. And also I think wicking it compresses it a little bit, which also, although I see a spot, excuse me. Okay, there's that little guy. Let's get this little guy. It's just satisfying. It's hard to do it in front of the camera. I would normally just hold it up to my face. There we go. So those are ready to get fired. I know, the heat. I won't miss the heat. I enameled for the first time last week. It's hard. You need a lot of patience. Yes. Well, I find that it's kind of like Pente, a moment to learn, a lifetime to master. It's just melting some glass. Start simple. Don't try to make your, piece de resistance on the very first time. In fact, make some sample strips. That's how you're going to get comfortable with your kiln, with all of that. And speaking of my kiln, I'm going to go to the kiln cam and turn on the kiln. Let's see if it's working. There is the kiln right there. Let's go turn it on, because I probably should have done that about 8 minutes ago. Let's see, are we working? Yes. So let's plug ourselves in here. While that's doing that, let's get some 1, 2, 3 trivets, and I think little baby trivets. That sounds good. And I'm gonna go 1400 Fahrenheit, 760 Celsius. We're at 14, that's good. Done. And there we go. Let's go back to the workbench. Here we are. I'm just going to put these. These will go on the trivets, and I'm going to go put these. Do I want to actually, you know what? I don't like these trivets. I'm going to use this trivet, I think is a better. That's better. There we go. I'm going to go put these under the heat lamp to dry, and they'll be ready to go in when the kiln's up to temperature in about a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, we've got a new piece to work on. So we're multitasking. Let that dry. Now, I gotta have some thinking time for this next piece, because, oh, and we have to do a little bit of washing as well. So I'm gonna actually turn off the microscope camera for now, because we have to figure some things out. I am going to set the reds up here, because we don't need them for this color. But I've decided instead of black, I'm going to do really, really rich purples. So here are, we've got our wires in place that we're going to have to fuss with. And I'm actually going to zoom out. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. And let's pull our colors here. Here's our pieces. Let's actually move the pieces out of the way for now. But we've got these purples, I don't think I need all of these purples. This is kind of the color palette I was using for that set of purple stuff that I was doing last week, but I love it. I like to have the combination of the reddish purples going into the blue, and then obviously we need one beautiful grape. So those are going to be those, and those are pretty much washed. We'll have to do a quick rinse, but we do want to we're doing some for the background, this really beautiful kind of rainbow color. We're going to actually do this. I know it seems we're going to do sun red, which I need to wash. We've got this is a beautiful color we're going to be using. We might use a little bit of this sunset, maybe, but I do need to wash these two yellows. I've got this pale orange, this really sweet baby yellow, and then a pale blue for just the little wisps of blue that go there. So we're going to wash 4 colors, and we're going to have to wash these colors, but they'll be like a little mini wash. So let me get 4 cups for 4 colors. Boop. There we go. And that goes right there. We'll start with N20. This is one of my favorite oranges, Nino Mia. I'm going to do a video, my top 10 favorite colors of enamel. Very pale. Gold. Just set that. You know what? I might as well divvy it up while I'm doing it. Let me get my scooper. Actually, spatula. I'm going to lift up a little bit. I use a lot, and this has not been sifted, so it's going to take a little bit more time, but that's fine. So we've got the gold. You know what? Let's just wash them one at a time. We'll be fine. Get this out of the way. There we go. My favorite pipette. This is just going to take a lot because you can see how finely ground it was. Sadly. I keep meaning to... Did I sift it? No. I need to do some sifting. There you go. And don't forget, I am while I'm doing it, I'm gonna put on my, can I do? Let's put a link to my Vimeo channel. If you are new to this and you're wondering what I'm doing and you want to learn more about enameling, or you just want to support me because you love me, please consider subscribing to my Vimeo channel. It is the besides buying jewelry, which is actually the #1 thing you can do to support me as an artist, buy my jewelry, go to my Etsy store, go to my website. But if you are an enamel enthusiast and you want to learn how or just expand your knowledge, you should consider subscribing to my Vimeo channel. There's the link. It is $8.95 a month. You can quit anytime, and I have over 150 videos with new videos, 2 new videos every single month. We do projects, we laugh, we cry, we learn. It's amazing. There we go. That is perfectly washed. Now I need to get a little bit more water. So where did I put the water? Oh, it's over here. Get some fresh water. There's no place to put anything. You'd think with like 15 tables in this place, it would be some place to put something. All right, so we've got that one. What's next? sun red. We're going to do that. Look how much sun red I have. I got a lot of it. I'm always feeling generous with the sun red. So that is G704. There we go. Let's go ahead and just label these. I'm not liking the way I'm doing this. N24, very pale yellow. Very pale yellow, and there's one more color. What am I missing? Oh yeah, and L69, very light blue, Ninomia. The best enamel. That's what Ninomia means. L69, very pale blue. There we go. We will wash. We'll start with the yellow. Yellow. Let's put the correct color. I'm going to use a lot. That's probably enough. And sun. Ugh. Sun. Red. Vivid. Another one of these gold. I thought I had some of this sifted. I bet I do, honestly. But, and then finally, very pale blue. Did I not pull it yet? Oh, I did not. Blue, cool blue. L69, very pale blue. There we go, that should be enough. These two colors I use all the time. They'd be in that video, my top 10 colors. There we go. Now let's do the one that's going to be take the longest first, which is the sun red, because it has not been sifted. Almost up to temperature. I bet maybe by the time I'm done washing, we can fire it. I want to see how those ruby reds came out. It's always kind of exciting and terrifying. There we go. There we go. That's good. Set you over there. I think I know what I'm going to do for these. That's good. Should I? No, I'm not going to add it. I could do one more. No. All right. Oh, hold on. We got to wash these. Let me just dump this out into the bucket. Not down the drain. And let me just quickly get these. Well, nope. I'm going to do these later because we're actually going to do those in the second firing. Thank you, purples. So we'll just set you guys over there. We'll hang out, do purple stuff. Your job is to be purple. So we've got that. We've got our nice thing. I'm looking at my thing, and what I'm going to do with this is, here's the plan. Let me tell you. This is going to be purple, super dark, and there's a lot of detail here, and I don't want this dark purple to creep under these wires, so I'm going to just do the background in the first fire ring, which should seal in any gaps with these wires. I'm going to do the same thing with the earrings. And the other thing I'm going to do, because these purples, sorry, these hot, look at this gorgeous color, yummy, but this is a little bit reactive, and I want it to be read as a little bit more orange, so I'm actually going to just do blue and yellow, maybe some of that orange. I'm not going to put this pink in. I'm going to put a layer of yellow underneath there. That's what I'm going to do. So now we're not quite up to temperature yet, so let's just see how we're doing. I think we're still live. You know, I just never know these days. So we've got that. Now we can bring our pieces back, and I am going to pull over my jewelry microscope again. I'm backing and forthing right now. That's fine. And before I do that, I am going to adjust, see if the wires need a little bit of adjustments, because I'm going to hold it straight up and see if any wires are sticking up. And not so bad. It's hard to see. I had thought I was going to do some gold. I know I'm having, do I want to do some golds? No. Yes, maybe I do. Oh, hold on, I gotta trim this wire too while I'm sitting here. It's overlapping the edge. I think tuck you in. Anyone else sticking out? Pull and push you down. You. All right, you're looking pretty good. Pull you a little bit. I know, this is not the most exciting of endeavors here. Yes, I'm going to still do that layer of yellow. Maybe we might, oh, there's the kiln. Clicky is, let us know, oh, as I drop it, Clicky has let us know that the kiln is up to temperature. I'm going to give it a moment. We'll fire. I'm going to trim these wires. Let's see. There we go. Tuck you in. I know it's not exciting to look at, but it's kind of important, so I think that drifted a bit. That'll do. This wire needs to get trimmed. There we go. Alrighty, Clicky. That's good. That'll do. Let me just look at this last. I know it's impossible to see what's going on, but this one looks better. All right, just bend you down a little bit. All right, let's go fire those red earrings, and then we'll get the first coat on this. That'll be kind of a fun thing to do. So let's go. Sorry about the Vimeo link, but yeah, go there. And now let's go to the Kiln cam. There we go. Now, remember the kiln is set to 1400 Fahrenheit, 760 Celsius, and Let's just, I needed to tidy up, but I did not. Let's just, and remember, we don't want to overfire our reds because then they will be sad. And so will I. There we go. Let's get you in there. Now, just gonna chill out till this comes back up to 1300 or it's done, whichever comes sooner. You can chill out, and I know there's not much to look at, but there we go. While that's happening, I'm gonna grab a sip of water and see. I think next time, before the next stream, I'm going to put a background between the comments because I have trouble reading them, but we'll see how things go. We can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there's not much else to see here. I've put my glasses on. It's not a good idea to stand in front of the kiln and stare into it. We can watch. All right, we're at 1316. I swear if you hit my car. Sorry, there's someone parallel parking right in front of my car outside. That's probably more exciting than what's going on in the kiln right now. She's fine, she did it. So, not quite 1338. We don't want this to be in the kiln 1 second longer than it needs to. And they're real tiny. I bet they're almost done. I bet they are almost done. Bet they're almost done. 72. Fuck it, I'm gonna take them out. You know what? I'm pulling them out. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah. We'll see how they look in a moment. Let's pull them off this. So cool and see. It's hard to tell. Everything looks brown right now. So that was very exciting. Let's go back to the first thing we were doing. And that would be the workbench. There we go. All right. Now we'll start with this one. Let's turn on the microscope. There we are. It'll be easier to see once I start getting some color on here. I feel like I need to tighten this. Thank you. There we go. We're going to move these out of the way so I don't hit them with my hands. And we're going to be doing blue, yellow, and we'll see if we're just going to do blue and yellow. I might just do blue and yellow. Be a good start. So we're going to, this is just going to be kind of the background color. I mean, this is like a foundational color. So it's not going to be all that much. And it's just going to be in the background area. So put some water down. Let's get some of this extra water poured off, and it's just a lot of water. I know, too much. Maybe that's fine. Let's start with the blue. Can you see? There we go. And just going to blend that into this pale yellow, which also has too much water in it. Thank you. Here, these are the colors that we're doing right now, just so you can see. And again, just half the trick to enameling is making sure you remember you're doing layers. So I'm just going to start with this. Doing a little bit of blending. That's good. Done. Perfect. Beautiful. And then now this is, I think, just really going to be mostly just blue here. Oh, this is where the extra water fell. There we go. Boop. A little bit of blue. Do I want to do yellow there, maybe? Yes. Where's our drawing? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Is the drawing relevant at this point? Probably not. But right now, it's whatever I want. You know, we can always do more. Just doing it individually. Yes, yes. There we go. Oop. Oh, is this a little, it's hard to see. Okay. And then there's this little guy. See how it's creeping under there? That is why we're just doing the background color first. We don't want that to happen with the purples. Now, this also gives me an opportunity, now that I can see what's going on, to fuss with this wire a little bit. I don't mind that. Oh wait, that, there we go. Let me bend this wire. That's fine. I know, it's a lot. Here we go. Now I'm going to remove some of that blue. It doesn't matter that it's there. Then I'm just going to scooch it out of the way. A little bit anyway. It'll seal itself when we get to that beautiful purple. So we need blue in here. Blue right here. Oh wait. That's going to probably be the end of the blue right there. Let's bring the blue over here. Blue. Honestly, that's just going to be all blue there. All blue. All blue. Yeah, okay, I see what's going on. And then yellow. Tiny bit of blue right there. And then honestly, the rest is just going to be yellow for the background. Oops, so I hit that. Yeah, I mean, these videos, you have to kind of bear with me as I figure things out. Just feather that in. Honestly, a little bit of there. A little bit of yellow here. Oops. A lot of yellow here. Let's feather that. Let's feather this a little bit more. And then yellow all the way down here, just flat, because that's just going to be the background. And I'll decide if I want to do any flecks of gold. but I don't want it to be too thick. Put some water. Oh, there's a nice drop right there. There you go. Oh, there's a good drop, but then a dot. There you go. I don't want it to be too thick. That should be good. Maybe even just a little bit thinner. There's that perfect amount. Should be good. Dollop right there. Drop that water in. And just there we go. Don't want it to be, I want a nice even coat. That's good. There we go. We got a pretty good one. Do that. Oh, I messed up. Oh, look at me. I'm a professional enamelist. There we go. Come on. Whatever. That's good. Now, let's wick up. Let's wick some of this. Now, before I put it over under the thing, I am going to take one moment and see if we can just remove some of this extra enamel that doesn't want to be there. We want to make sure. Same thing goes over here. That's fine. That should be good. Get back on your side of the wall, please. That should be good. All right. All right, so that's good. We're going to let that dry. We still have to do the earrings. The exact same thing to the earrings. And I'm just going to pop over and see how our first coat of the red went. Should be. Oh, it's dark. And I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts. Let's pull these. All right, oh, actually, let me turn off this circle, the microscope. Let's, here they are. There we are. Nice and ruby red. They're not that different. It's hard to see. How different they are because there's just a lot going on. I'm glad, you know, I'm going to switch to a pale yellow because I really want there to be a little bit more difference between the light and the dark. So I'm going to get that second coat on and we will see. This is going to be one pair that the ruby red's not going to really pop until we've done the grinding and polishing because, you know, once you get the gold wires, you know, it's going to be really pretty. So, but you know, the thing about the ruby red is it can go kind of dark. So, but anyway, that's going to happen after. I've got to still get these. We got to get the tree friends, tree beard and children, finished. So you're going to get set aside. We've got our friends over here. We're going to do the same thing over here. So that's what's happening. It is good. So we're going to get that done. Let's get our blue going. You should go a little faster. Now that I've kind of figured out, half the battle is basically trying to figure out your battle plan. Need some water. Let's put a drop in. That's good. And then this one. A little bit more water. And a little bit of that. A little blue. Blue in here. Come on, get in there, buddy. And I think I'm going to work on these concurrently. Gonna fuss with those wires soon enough. Definitely needs, oh, here's a perfect drop. There you go. Blue. Okay, kind of got it all placed anyway. Let's get the yellow going. 10. Let's not get too much. These little trees. This is one of the more challenging designs that I make. And I'm always like, oh, I'll just whip out this little tree. Nope. It takes a lot of thought, and each tree is a unique little guy. There we go. I think that's good. I'm just going to do this guy. Let me get all the yellow on you. Oh, that's where I want to get that wire. I need to open it up just a little bit. Or does this one need to just get repositioned? You know what? There we go. I'm going to pull you off entirely. There we go. And just scoot you up. Hopefully. And I've twisted you a little bit. Oops. That should be okay. Hopefully that'll do. It won't move around too much. And then just a little bit of this. Yellow. There we go. A little bit of yellow here. And I'm not going to fuss with that, trying to get the blue out of in between those two, just because I don't want to scooch that wire any more than I have to. Oh, we goes all the way down there. That should be enough. There we go. That'll do. I'm not going to fuss, but I am going to blot just a little bit. That'll do. Let me get the yellow on this one and then we'll get more red. That's pretty good. Probably got a little bit dry while I was putzing with the other one. There we go. Good. That is fine. Doop, doop, doop. This is all going to be yellow. Should be fine. Feather you in. There we go. That's good. One bit of blotting. I'm going to go, oh no, I've got this. That's good. Let's see. Probably put you on a more traditional thing. So yes, I'm going to go put these under the lamp. I'm going to get a tradition, like a different trivet for this guy. And then we're going to get our second coat on that red. So be right back. There's that. What size trivet? We just, oh, that'll be fine. Probably. I think we'll just. Now let's think about bringing our red friends. Here we are, Ruby and Ruby 2. Ruby, there we go. I'm just going to, oh yeah. You know what, I think it's gonna be good. I know what I'm gonna do. So I can see things under the, I'm gonna pinch this one. I'm going to pinch that. That'll do. That is good. All right. It's hard to see. The camera's not necessarily picking up. And once we get these those vivid 24 karat gold wires will really pop. So, but I want there to be just a little bit more. I don't even remember what I did here. It's been so long. That's the thing. So, yes. Oh, somebody's met a girl says, wow, you use a microscope. Yes. Meji, that is my microscope. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you get to see so much more. Although you do end up fussing on things no one is ever going to see. Fretting, if you like to fret about things, get yourself a microscope. So, all right, I'm going to start with the bringing back. Let's have a look. I want to go with my very pale orange, which I know I washed, did I not? Where are you? Oh, here it is. You're sitting right there. And I'm actually going to switch to in the center to just the very pale orange because I don't really want to go much lighter. Darker is the word. So, yes. I'm going to start with this. I wish we could do the grinding and polishing of this one today, but we're not. We're not. What time is it? Yep. We've got just a little bit longer to go. Got that. And then the center was, does anyone remember? The center was interesting. I'm going to keep going with the raspberry in the center. Because ultimately you may not be able to tell should I do, that's what I'm going to do. I have an idea just to see how it is. Because I really want my ruby red to be ruby. So, but let's get this down, and then when we get to that ruby part, I'll tell you my plan. Always trying new things. Do that. I think there was a little bit of red that got in there. Okay, so we got that. Let's get this little guy. A little bit of water. One more. See if these end up. I'm probably just going to look all this exact same color. All this little finagling and finessing. Now let me get, I'm going to do in the center, I think I really want to do, I'm liking the peach, so I'm going to go to very pale gold there, just to, so I don't want to go any darker. So I'm just going to put that same color here. Peach is such a strange, it'll look great, and then it won't. It's a la moment. Okay, let me do that. Get you guys. Now, there we go. Now I've got my idea. Haha, I had like a little light bulb over my head. I'll be right back. Just got to go get one more color because it's not a day if I haven't added a color to the repertoire. Aha, it's my another one of my favorites, my top 10 favorites. I think I have just enough to make this crazy idea work. And yes, it is vivid yellow. I'm going to put vivid yellow over the exterior because, bear with me, I want it to be a really orangey ruby red. So and if I put another coat of this down, it's just going to look almost black. But let's see how this works. Get a little. There we go. Let's just try. Let me do a little cleaning up. I might do a little bit. Let's just, I don't want that yellow. I mean, it's not going to, it seems like it's a very crazy color, but it's actually not. If I got yellow in a place it didn't need to, you actually might not even notice. But that being said, let's not do that. Oops. My favorite yellow. Let's see if this, I hope I have enough. Put in yellow. Probably would have been better to put the yellow underneath the red. If I'm not, but if this looks good, next time I'll put a base of the yellow, this vivid yellow. Better late to the party than not showing up at all. So let's do that. I know, it's like, this is insane. Do that. Love this yellow. Yeah, could I make a list of 10 favorite colors? Would be hard. I know, crazy, but let's just see. Pull some of that moisture out. There we go. Scooch you out of the way. Let's get you a little coat. I think we'll have just enough of this yellow. I hope so, because this is a lump enamel, and nobody wants to watch me grind a lump today. I know I don't. Or maybe I might have some. Just down to the last little nibble. Get some right. There we go. All right. Let me just get the moisture out of there, and then we'll fire those other ones, and then we'll fire these. There we go. Boy, that we have just a little bit left of that yellow. So I know, crazy. They look like trash right now, but they will be ruby red again. I'm going to let these dry, and let's fire those other three. I'm going to find a trivet for these two little guys. Let's switch over to the kiln. Camera. There we are. And I could fire these all together, but I don't want to wait. We'll just, because these are ready to go into the kiln. And these are not ready to go into the kiln. This little guy. How do you feel? Hold on, let me adjust and put you guys there. Now, are we there? I just have to check. Sometimes I have to check the camera. Let's zoom a little bit. Whatever. Now, let's not zoom. Let's just put it in the kiln. Ooh, we feel good? Yep. And this yellow is a little bit harder, so remember we have our kiln set for 1400 F, which is 760 C, and because it's slightly harder, it might take a little extra time to melt, and by extra time I mean like 20 seconds. So we're just going to chill out until the kiln actually makes it all the way back up to the original temp that we set it for. So that is, yeah, I mean, any questions? I'm like, ooh, there's 7. Let's see who's winning. How many? Because I can only see it looks like we have 7 people watching on YouTube and 11 people watching on Twitch. It's just crowded in here today. It's probably honestly the most I've ever had in one of my streams. So hooray, welcome. Welcome. So, just gonna relax. We could zoom in. So you can look, see there's really not much to see. But you can tell what temperature the kiln is based on the color that that little window is glowing. If it's a more vivid yellow, it's really, really hot. And the more red it is, the cooler it is. My very first kiln did not have a temperature gauge at all. It was just a box and you plugged it in and it just got hot. There we are. Yeah, I bet we're done. Yeah. I said 20 seconds, but then I'm like, oh, looks like it's done. Ooh, pretty. Looks like gold. Actually, it's like, here, let's have a quick look. There it is. We're gonna let that go. I bet the other ones are ready to go in, so I'm gonna pull these off. What are the chances that they'll let me pull you off? There's too much glass on there. Okay, fine, we'll put you on a different one. Fine. These are probably still a little wet, but I've decided I don't care, so we're just moving things along here. And I want to see how that mustard yellow looks over that red. There we go. Let's have a look at what's going on over here. pretty. There we are. Ugh, it's stuck. Piece. There we go. Oh, it unclicked. I bet we can get it now. There we are. It'll cool faster. Let's move out of the way while this is cooking, firing. Let's have a look at our pieces. They look like they are very mellow, but that's a good background. We're going to actually probably do the purple next. So things are about to get very interesting with those pieces. And this one, honestly, I got to put my glasses on so I can see, because I do not want to overfire the reds. I don't actually know if that yellow is, I think it's a bit soft. So let's just see how things are going. Oh, I bet it's done. You think so? Yes. Oh, yeah. We'll see how it looks. See if I can pull it off. Oh, give it to me. Ooh. Hard to see until it cools. It just all looks kind of dark right now. So we'll have a look in a second. Let's see if these are cool. Probably not quite yet. Pull you off. They'll cool faster. It's a nice background. There we go. It's funny now, the middle part looks like the darker. It's whatever. We'll pull you guys off. There we go. Let everything cool down. Let's see. Oh, still hot. All right, just next one more minute and then we'll bring him over. I gotta think, you know what? While those are cooling, let's go back to our workbench, because you know what we can do. We don't need the microscope right now. We gotta get these purples ready to go. So let's scooch the microscope out of the way, come up a little bit. Remember our purples over here? We're about to break those out, so let's get them washed. I don't think we need 7 shades of purple for this situation. But again, if you're just joining us, this is what we're making, but instead of black, we're doing purple. Purple. So let's just scooch you guys out of the way. It's gonna be pretty dark. We actually aren't gonna, well, that'll be the top coat. So remember, you can always go, there's kind of an interesting color. Let's just wash these and stop blabbing. All right, let's take those. These shouldn't be too much work. I was quite literally using these colors the other day. It's not so many lids. That's probably too dark. But should be fine. I can't imagine I need both of these really darks, but options are good. I don't like how the camera flip-flops like that, but I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to fix that. So there's that. Tell you what, we'll get our first coat of purple on. That sounds like a plan. There's that. I bet we don't need. There we go. Doop, doop, doop. Now let's go see if our pieces are cool. Let's go get them. Let's see what is happening over here. Everything is cool. All right. Whoa. There we are. Let's look at the red pieces, although we're not going to go further live today with these red pieces. It's hard to see. They look a little bit brown, but once we get everything ground and polished, we're going to get another coat of the yellow on there, and once we get them, the gold will pop, the ruby red will look a little bit more ruby red, but on the other hand, you know, they just have to match. If you think about it, our sweet garnet drops have a very reddish brown tinge, so it actually should match just beautifully. So I'm going to set those aside for now, and we got this, and then these little guys we got a nice background color, really pretty. So we're going to actually do the purple. We're just going to do the purple of the tree here, and I'm just going to do this one, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day. So, but I have some thinking to do. I got a little thinking to do about these purples, because I've got bluish purples, reddish purples. How am I going to deal with that? I don't actually think I'm going to even use this one, so we'll... Oh, and then we have, well, that'll be kind of like the boop, boop, boop. Same thing goes for here, boop, boop. And obviously we'll do that other little... I think that's right. So honestly, I am going to... pull this back over, get this out of the way, turn on our microscope. There we go. And I have to adjust. Is that right? Yep. Oh, that's why. Hello, focus. All right, that's looking good. I'm just going to do, I think I'm going to do reddish purple at the base, going up to the bluish purple. Or, you know what, that's good enough, that's good enough. Bluish purple coming down to reddish purple. We'll start, you know what, I'm going to start the reddish purple. Bluish purple. Yes. And I'm just going to kind of because this all has to be very, very dark. It's almost just a silhouette. probably should have started with one, whatever. That's good. A little bit over here. This little branch. Let's put a little bit more right in here. And then I'm going to do some cleanup. I don't know if you can see. Actually, it's hard to see. It's the lighting on this little camera is not the best. Everything kind of looks flattened. I'm going to pull some of that moisture out. Clean this up. Good. Now let's go to our slightly lighter color. It's a lot of water. There we go. I wonder, it would be worthwhile to zoom in a little bit. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, the orange will happen in the next, not this fire. And we're just going to get this purple laid in. And we'll have a nice base. Hold on. Oops. There we go. Now, is it time to bring in the red? Yes. A little bit of red, and then maybe back down. All right, so the red will be this. Yes, I'm thinking. I'm going to pull some of this red, just I am thinking on my feet here. I'm just a little bit of that. That's good. See what I'm doing there? A little bit, maybe even just a little bit up here. Beautiful. We can do that in the next one. Now, let's get our S6. Hey, Orion, welcome. Yeah, you caught just the tail end. I'm literally going to finish this up and call it a day. Well, for you guys anyway. My day is just beginning. I'm going to pull some of that blue down farther. Blue a little bit farther. That's good. We don't want to fuss it too much. That's looking good. I really wish I had a color in between these two colors. Oh, maybe that's what that other purple was for. That looks a lot darker though. Well, you know what? This is more grape. You know what? Why not 3 shades of purple? Definitely need some of these. I'm going to have to find a middle purple, I can tell, but we'll do that in the next. I think I'm just going to, because I want to do dark behind that. So I think I'm just going to do this shade of purple all the way down. I want maybe a little bit of the blue. That's what I'm going to do as well. Let's do these and then we'll do that blue. Nope. I want to pull some of that blue down right here. So I'm going to scoop some of this up and maybe move you over here. So I'm going to put some of that blue right there. Water, please. Really? It's going to be too much. So we pulled that blue a little bit down, which I like. That's good. Then I might even, well, we'll see. Margaret. Oh, hey, have a great week, Margaret. I'll be back on Friday. We'll see where we are with these. Oh yeah, we're gonna go right down to blue again. Let's go. And then pink up there, I think. That'll do. I'm gonna fuss with that one wire. Then I'm gonna do, can I fuss with it? Is it too late? No, it's not too late. Wrong way. There we go. Okay, now, oops, sorry. Let's do a little blotting, and I'm gonna get, give it to me. There we are. I'm gonna do one more little bit, and then this color, blue. Yes. To be careful that I don't. Yeah. I'm worried I'm going to contaminate those. I'm just going to do a little bit just to see if I like it. Let's not drop it in the wrong place. And I'm not going to fill in that blue down here because I want to fire what I have, because it's going to creep under a little bit, I can tell. And just, this is just playing around here and trying new things. A little bit there. Should be good. I'll get that later. There we go. That's good. I'm going to turn off the microscope because we don't need that. Yeah, so we're going to let this dry. And yeah, I'll get, I was worried that that really dark color was going to creep under the wires, and I don't want that. So I'm going to fire what we have, and then in the next thing I'm going to get into my vivid. Remember, we have got some vivid oranges that are going to be happening here. So we're going to kind of move things forward. And yeah, we're just at 2 o'clock. So that pretty much wraps us up for the day. Order up. Well, I mean, for you guys anyway. I'm going to finish these. I'm going to go to let's go to my selfie cam. There we go. So yeah. That was it. Thank you for joining me. If you joined me on Twitch, thank you. If you joined me on YouTube, thank you. And I will be back on Friday, noon Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be continuing working on these things. They might be further along on Friday because I might do a little bit of work, but I still have to work on my enamel art jam piece too. So that there's just a lot going on. So again, if you are interested and you like what you see, please consider going to my Vimeo channel and subscribing. This is how you can make yourself support me as an artist, and I appreciate it. So we had lots of fun, and I will see you guys on Friday. Have a great week, everybody.